morning and welcome back to the diary, and back in the Highlands of Scotland today. This is day 2 of our autumn visit, and this is the first fishing session of the week. Did a bit of walking yesterday, which was nice but very cold. They had a very hard frost up here yesterday, and this morning it's, in comparison, it's almost tropical. I've come to a new spot. Now, that's those of you that are kind enough to follow the channel will know that on these trips to the Highlands, I nearly always have the first session in the same spot. For obvious reasons, it's a spot that has done well for me in terms of the numbers of fish, and a couple of very nice fish as well. But I thought, for a change, I'd come and try a new spot first. Where am I? Well, I did some research during the summer. This is a loch that I have fished quite regularly during our visits, but not this end of it. I normally fish about 2 miles further west. I have to say, it's not an easy spot. It's not an easy loch. There are some fabulous fish in it, but it's finding them that's the difficulty. And so this is a bit of a, I don't know, a bit of a risk this morning, I think. As I say, I did some research during the summer. Those of you that are regulars on here will have heard me talk, when I'm up here in the Highlands, heard me talk about how essential it is. You need to find some sort of feature to fish to. The place I normally start, those of you that follow me will remember that the feature there is a big weed bed. Well, the feature here, you can probably hear it in the background, is a fair-sized, I was going to say stream, of course they're burns up here. They're fair-sized burn coming in. I think it seems to be running quite full, and I think that may be because there's been some civil engineering work done further upstream, and I think they've messed around with the course of the burn and installed a packaged hydroelectric scheme on it. Now, whether that's altered the nature of the flow or what, I really don't know, but it's coming in, as you've now seen, it's coming in pretty hard. So today's feature is the burn mouth. The effect it has on the loch, you can actually see the flow of water going into the loch, coming generally past where the rods are. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that a feature like that might well attract and hold some trout, and if the trout are there, fingers crossed, then there might be a pike or two. That's the theory. I'm not sure whether it's well founded or not, but that is the theory that I've convinced myself it's worth a try. You've already seen that I've had a look around with the sonar thingy, and it's not, well, I couldn't make my mind up whether it's not as deep as I thought it might be, or it's deeper, but regularly 11 to 12 feet. The right hand rod, in fact, is in something like 14 feet, and that's the rod I'll fish closer in later on, just to see if there's anything lying closer to the bank. So there we are, back in my favourite part of the world when it comes to the pike fishing, and up to now, weather-wise, so far so good. I have to say the weather forecast for later in the week is not so good. We could easily get some snow, I gather, and the temperatures are dropping away rapidly from the middle of the week onwards. So I don't think we'll be quite as comfortable as we are today later on. Right, I'll finish my coffee. Anything happens, I'll be straight back. Well, that's the first 2 hours, and no action whatsoever, I'm afraid. It's unbelievably nice to be out, I have to say. There's, as you can see, it's like a mill pond. But unfortunately, so far, no fish. Well, that's 3 hours, and still nothing happening. And the inevitable doubts are starting to creep in now. Might have made a mistake trying this first. I've hedged me bets as far as the baits are concerned. The left-hand rod, which is the one nearest the burn outlet, put a trout on, a brown trout, a sardine on the middle, and a lamprey head on the right-hand side. Now, when I fished this loch before, up at the other end, one of the tactics that worked quite well was to use a pollen, which is naturally buoyant, and fish it at different depths. I do have some pollen with me, 2 to be precise, but they're in the freezer back at the cottage where we're staying. I forgot to put them in the cool box, so that hasn't helped the ambition at all. So yeah, 3 hours, nothing to report, and at the moment the weather's holding up, so should be grateful for that, I guess. I'll be straight back if when something happens. Well, I'm just going to move this this trout bait a little bit nearer the outflow, just to see if that makes any difference. You can tell probably that desperation's kicking in a bit now. We'll give it an hour there and see what happens. It's the temperature's dropping noticeably now as well, so not that that's likely to affect that fishing very much, but might need another layer on, I think. Well, this looks like being a tough start to the week. We've got about an hour left, and for what it's worth, you wouldn't be able to see this, but the far end of the loch that I can see, it seems to be snowing quite hard over there. Certainly the main hill I can see is gradually turning white. So yeah, as I say, about an hour left. and I really begin to think it's not going to happen. Well, I'm afraid that's it. The, the almost inevitable blank to start the week off, I'm afraid. Well, I've just noticed the water level is rising quite rapidly, and I've got a tricky walk back, and part of the walk is rapidly becoming cut off, so time to go. I'll have to have a think about what to do next. Hello again, good morning, and day 2 of the fishing, trying for a Highland Pike. After the disappointment of that new piece of water that you saw me at last time, I've come back to a spot that I fish quite regularly when I'm up here in the Highlands, and one that's I think I said has done me some nice fish. Has done me a fair few fish and 1 or 2 really nice ones. So those of you that follow the diary will no doubt recognise some of the features. The feature you won't recognise, because you won't be able to see it, is it's cold. It was -5 up here last night, and I have to say it was just a little bit of a struggle getting out of bed this morning. That and the fact that I had decided to charge up the good old-fashioned hand warmers, and so I'm a little bit later than I would normally be in starting fishing this morning. But you know, I'm not going to say I'm getting too old for these cold mornings, because once you're out, it's absolutely wonderful. It's just getting out that's the challenge nowadays. Yeah, 3 rods as usual, and you can hear the alarms going off in the background, and what's happening is that the water level is rising rapidly. I mean, I've been through the topography and the arrangements up here with hydroelectric schemes and all in previous videos, but they're clearly releasing water somewhere, because this is now rising. As I say, it's rising rapidly, and it keeps setting the alarms off. That and the fact that there's a bit of slurry ice on the surface, which is probably not going to help our cause. It's not a lot, and I suspect it will melt during the day, but that's an additional challenge. As I say, it's been cold up here all week since we got here. I mean, it's perfect when it's not snowing or sleeting. It's perfect walking weather. And of course, while you're walking, you keep warm. While you're sitting around waiting for a pike to come along, it's more of a challenge. Anyway, as I say, one of my favourite spots. Let's just hope our luck improves compared to the first session of the trip. Anything exciting happens, I'll be straight back. Well, there's something playing with the bait. It's not yeah, there's something there playing with it. Ooh. This feels like it's got some weight about it. Don't want to jump to too many conclusions about this, and those of you that have seen me fish here before will know that one of the features out here is a big weed bed. So it's a bit premature to start perhaps talking about something with some weight, because I suspect what I've got might be a blooming great ball of weed. I can't feel the fish anymore. Oh, I can now. Ooh, this might, this might be a bit special. Yeah, I can feel it in the weed, certainly. Oh dear. Yeah, there's the weed. Oh dear, that's not a bad fish. That'll do nicely. Wow. That's a chunky old fish, let me tell you. Right, I need to get myself sorted out. That is, like I said, a chunky old fish. I managed to get hold of the net in its mouth, which is going to make life a little complicated. I said it got hold of the net in its mouth, which just made life a little bit difficult. Now I'm going to weigh this one, needless to say, because that is a lovely fish. Get rid of the net. Right, let's just see what we've got here. There you go, 1912. That is a lovely, lovely fish. £19.12. Look at that. It's made my day. That's a big broad fish. God, this water's cold, you know. That's lovely, isn't it? Like I said earlier, this is this is one of my favourite spots. When it keeps churning up fish like that, you can't really go wrong, can you? Go on, matey, away you go. I'm sure he realises he's free. That's the air coming through the gills. Go on. Yes. Get up there. Like I said, that water's blooming cold. So, what do you make of that then? I'm, needless to say, pretty pleased with that. It took 2 hours, but a really lovely fish, a proper chunky Highland fish. You catch that in January or February and you'd have a 20-pounder on your hands. It was lovely. Sardine did the damage. In fact, I haven't told you what I'm using for baits yet. That's just the slurry ice. Yeah, right hand rod, lamprey head. In fact, the same lamprey head as you saw me use on the first session. Waste not, want not. Sardine on the bill rod and a headless joey mackerel on the left hand rod. And as I say, sardine did the trick. Well, I'm really made up with that. That's nice. And as blank savers go, one of my better ones. Well, it's certainly been quiet now for quite a while. And the water level's still rising, that's for certain. We'll give it another half an hour or so, I think, and then start and pack up before the temperatures start to plummet again. Well, I think that's going to have to be it. I can feel the temperature dropping rapidly now, so time to call it quits. One very nice fish, for which, as I said earlier, I'm very grateful. But now it's time to go and get a warm.